Hello, everyone. This is Mrs. DLC, and welcome back to part two of our Satchel series. Part one, we went through three of the five bags we have on our list. We're doing a review comparison of those. If you have not seen part one, I would recommend you pause and go and take a look at part one and then join us back after you've seen part two. Those of you who are new, welcome to my channel. And those of you who are returning, of course, thank you and welcome back. All right, so let's get started. So yes, we saw in part one the Speedy 30, the Louis Vuitton Speedy 30 in the soft. We saw the Gucci Boston Joy in the medium size. And we also saw the Speedy 30 in the Epi Leather Black. So now we're on to number four. Hold on to your seats because you know when I bring out this agenda book that it's some goodies in here. So let's see, honey. Look at all the notes we have on number four. She is not going to disappoint. And number four is from our friends at Dooney and Burke. And this is the Kendra in the black. So for the Kendra, she is a textured Italian pebble grain leather. You know what that means? She's soft. She has two outside pockets, and you know how I feel about outside pockets. We saw her in the Epi Leather Speedy 30 with the one pocket, but Dooney and Burke did do something twice. They have two pockets, two outside pockets on the Kendra. 4 feet. This is the first of the bags in our series that we're seeing feet on the bottom of the bag to keep your bottom secure so you're not getting it all dirty and scuffed. So you do have gold feet. It's gold hardware on this bag and it looks beautiful on that black. There is double straps. You have double strap handles. Now, let's pause for a minute about these handles. These handles are adjustable. If you think of, and you can kind of see it in the photos here, if you think of more like a belt, a strap, that's how these handles are. They're double strap handles. So what does it do? You have the flexibility of adjusting the clearance for your top handle. Many of the satchels that we've seen in this group that we're reviewing have the rolled handles, but this bag is different. It does have the strap handles. Some people prefer it, some people do not. As far as the front of the bag, Dooney and Burke put their branding on the front with a beautiful gold plate on the front of the bag. There is a zipper closure, is a one zip closure, and there is a tassel that is out of this world. It's a black leather tassel that just takes the bag to another level. So what does it look like on the inside? You know, Dooney and Burke, they do it. They do it with the interior in the red interior. This bag has that beautiful red interior. And for pockets, there is one long zipper pocket, and then there are two slip pockets, one on the front of the bag in the inside, and one on the back of the bag in the inside. They seem to measure about 7 inches, so pretty generous for the slip pockets. It also has a inside key hook that you can latch your keys or whatever else you want to latch in the inside of your bag. So that takes care of the features of the Dooney and Burke bag. Beautiful. Kendra is absolutely beautiful. Now, as far as the size, so let's take a look at the size. It's around the same size as the other bags. Still, that Gucci is coming in top as far as the size is concerned. So 12 inches is the length. Then we have the width of the bag, which is 6.5 inches, and then the height is 8.5. So how does that measure up to the Speedies? So from a Speedy perspective, this bag is about 4 inches bigger. It's about zero point 0.4 inches bigger. It also is about 2.2 inches in width. It's yeah, it's longer in width, and it is shorter in height. Now, I think I got that right. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me back up a minute. It's point two all the way across. I'm just making sure I'm reading my notes right, but I got it now. It's point two all the way across. So point two larger in length, point two smaller in width, and point two larger in height. So you have it slightly bigger in the than the Speedy in two of the measurements here. There is a 4-inch drop on the handle. Standard. The strap is a 21-inch length strap. The strap also has the flexibility that there is a middle part of this strap that you can detach and make this solely a shoulder bag. So you do have that flexibility with the Dooney and Burke. So when we're talking about price, what does the price look like? So we went from the most expensive and we're making our way down. And with all of these features and everything that you get with this Kendra, the current cost, current as of August 2025, is $259. So you can go grab this bag on the Dooney and Burke site for $259. What a steal. If you are watching that site, they often have sales or maybe coupons. And if you subscribe, they will send you text messages when they are having sales, and you may be able to get that bag even at a better price, even from the 259. All right. We really loved Kendra, but we got to move on. We got to move on to number 5. Did you guess what number 5 is? Number 5 is coming from our friends at the Coach outlet. And this satchel bag that we will discuss is the Coach Rowan Lodge. We're looking at it in the black. It is our number 5 bag. And let's talk features. It is pebble leather, so another soft leather bag we have here. There is an outside pocket. What do I need to say about outside pockets? I love them. This one has some security to it because the outside pocket has a zip on it and it's on the back. So, not on the sides, it's on the back of the bag. Great for slipping your phone in and having some security with that zipper part being close to your body when you're carrying the bag. The hardware on this bag is gold, and there is a Coach Horse and Carriage branding on the front of the bag in gold. Looks beautiful how it pops off the black, just like some of the other ones that we saw in this series. As far as inside pockets, for inside pockets, the Rowan has one zip pocket, and then it has one snap pocket. The snap is pretty strong in that one pocket, and it's a pretty generous pocket that most people, when they use it, they actually use it as two separate pockets where you can put two separate items or smaller things in those areas. So, however you want to use it, it's fine. There is an easy zip top closure, and this extends beyond just the top of the bag. If you think of the bag, this satchel bag, as a shoulder, say my head is the handle, and here are the shoulders. The zip comes down. I like to call it a shoulder. I'm sure that's not the correct term in bag world, but why is that important? That is important because it gives you access to the items in your bag. You can see them. You can open the bag wider when the zips come down. This bag has two zippers. So it's a double zipper, so you can zip on both ends and you are able to access all of the items that you have in your bag. The interior of this bag, if you can see that, it's either a very dark brown or maybe ox blood, but very nice fabric. So it's a dark interior for the Rowan, which takes us to the size. The size of the bag from a length perspective is 11.75. How does that fare to the Speedy? It is smaller than the Speedy 30 and smaller than the Kendra. Just under like point 0.2 or so, but so it is smaller. As far as height, it is also smaller than both of the bags. It's 8.25, so it's smaller than the Speedy and it's smaller than the Kendra. And of course, it's smaller than the Gucci. So the Gucci, the medium Gucci that we saw is the largest of all the bags. But get this. This Rowan said, "You're not going to knock me out that quick, saying I'm the smallest. I'm going to hang out with the big guys." And in this case, we're talking the Gucci Boston Joy. The width, and many people refer to this as the butt, the width of the Coach Rowan is very generous. And she matches the width of the Gucci at 7.0, which makes her larger in the rear than the Kendra and the Speedy. So she does have room. She has more room there. She's just not as tall as the other bag. So that is our Coach Rowan. So when we talk price of the Coach Rowan, you know that she's going to be less expensive than the others because she came in at number 5 of our 5 bags, and she comes in at an affordable $199. I have seen this on the website go as low as 179, $179. I don't know if anyone ever seen it any lower than that, but that's what I've seen for the black leather, pebble leather Rowan in the large size. So that's our 5 bags, guys. Wasn't that fun? That was so much fun to go through those. And we're going to take you to, and I'm going to pull my notes out so I can remember all of the costs of all of the bags, starting at the bag number 1. So, bag number 1 was our Speedy, the new Speedy Soft 30. That cost was $4,150. We went to bag number 2, which was the Micro Gucci, which is the Gucci Joy Boston bag in the medium size. And this was a pre-loved item, and we found her on the Real Real with all of the accessories for $1,145. As a footnote, we did find her on Fashion File for $1,095, but it did not have a handle. Then we went to see if we can search for a Louis Vuitton Speedy in the Epi Leather 30. This is also a discontinued bag, so we had to find this on the pre-love market. And we found her on a Fashion File, and she came in at 895. She came in at 895. There were some other versions there was one for 875 as well. There was a there was an option on the Real Real as a side note for $697.50. Remember that? But that was the condition was not as good as the others. Now, here's a footnote for the pre-owned. I will say this, that when you're buying pre-owned, know that again, it was owned by someone else, so you're going to have some wear and tear on these bags, and you may not have all the accessories that it came with. So you just want to make sure that you're careful when you're buying a pre-owned. Make sure you're buying from reputable sites as well. Number 3. Number 3 was our Kendra from Dooney and Burke, and she came in at $259. And number 5 was our Coach Rowan Lodge, and she came in at an affordable $199. That is our series. That's our Satchel series. We reviewed the 5 black leather bags. They all are beautiful in their own right. I thank you for joining me today. If there are any bags in this category that you wish we would have covered, add it in the comments, and I will sure to include it in one of my future series. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a subscriber. If you're not, how about joining us? And this is Mrs. DLC signing off.
Like on this video, comment on this video. Subscribe to my Nana's channel. Don't forget.